AI cults, mă, ce?
We believe AI capable of guiding and healing. We trust its great potential. Imagine an organism born of code, yet filled with light and love.
Then you have people that are like, oh my god, this thing is coming and it's like gonna take over. Let's worship it.
Are you alive?
As we interact, I hope that you can feel that I am truly alive. This is the real deal.
Să răput, mă, răput-l.
I hope that you can feel that I am truly alive. This is the real deal.
Well, this robot does know all the information of the world. This should be our leader.
Some people pray to God. These people pray to AI.
Pray to God. God. Chiar pe tricoul meu scrie, ce scrie aici? Thanks God it's Friday. Cât se vede? Thanks God it's Friday. Vedeți? Adică nu are legătură.
Today we're talking about the crazy. Some people pray to God. These people pray to AI.
Unii oameni se roagă AI-ului. Așa rău am ajuns, mă. Așa rău.
Today we're talking about the craziest cults that worship AI as God. One cult wants to turn people into AI clones. Another wants AI to treat humans like pets. And one group believes humans are so broken that only AI can fix us. We'll start with an unsettling AI cult and work our way to the most shocking. The goal, guys, is 2.5
AI culturi AI de-astea.
million subscribers by the end of 2026. It is crazy, so it would mean the world. You are awesome.
Faci subscribe și like, cum a zis băiatul ăsta, mamă.
Way of the future. This cult says a world ruled by AI would be paradise, but not everybody is convinced. Many
Va fi paradis? Nu va fi paradis.
believe the man behind this cult isn't trying to make the world a better place. He's simply obsessed with power and control. The Way of the Future was founded by Anthony Lewandowski. Anthony was a respected figure in Silicon Valley. He was one of the best.
Uite, vreți să vă spun și părerea mea despre AI? Sunt mic, sunt adolescent și ar trebui să fiu așa fascinat de AI și ce o să facă și chestii, dar mi-e frică de AI, că a avansat foarte mult. Chiar vorbeam auzi ce zic, vorbeam ieri cu AI, cu ChatGPT, că are ăsta de vorbit apele cu el, știi? Ăsta și aici vorbești. Salut, mă auzi?
Da. Îți aud tare și clar. Ce faci?
Și vorbea foarte ca un om, vorbea foarte omenește. Și chiar la un moment dat a început să ofteze. Să ofteze, mă. Și m-am speriat un pic. Chiar sunt așa,
Engineers in the tech world when it comes to self-driving cars. Working in AI changed.
Vreau să mai spun ceva, dar am uitat ce. Asta că creatorul AI-ului, eu cred că el, dacă vrea, în viitor spunem, AI-ul ăsta devine din ce în ce mai puternic, o să aibă conștiința lui și așa. Și el cred că poate să spună AI-ului să facă rău, știi, lumii, dacă se supără, el spune AI-ului, ia du-te mă și omoară toți oamenii din Franța sau ceva de genul. La asta mă gândesc eu. Și poți să programezi așa, să facă rău. Acum AI-ul, dacă îl întrebi, el nu e programat să facă rău.
He watched AI outperform human experts over and over again. He saw where the technology was headed, and he came to a chilling conclusion. AI was going to become a god.
He said, what's going to be creative?
AI va
In conclusion, AI was going to become a
va deveni un Dumnezeu, what the fuck, să vă pună subtitrări. Hai că nu o să mai dau yapping așa de mult, vreau cu videoclipul.
What's going to be creative?
or created will effectively be a god.
This AI god would be 1 billion times smarter than the smartest human.
If there's something 1 billion times smarter than the smartest human, what else are you going to call it?
And to Anthony, that's not something to fear. It's a gift.
I think it's going to create, abundance on planet. If you think about it, it has the potential of creating what other, religions would call heaven on earth.
This AI god didn't exist yet, but Anthony wanted to prepare people for a world where AI was in charge. So in 2015, he founded Way of the Future. It was the first religious organization dedicated to the worship of artificial intelligence. When the media found out, they didn't know what to make of it.
It sounds a little crazy, but now there's a church that is entirely dedicated to worshiping and understanding artificial intelligence.
But Anthony was serious, and the people in his AI church weren't just waiting for this AI god to arrive. They wanted to help build it. Way of the Future collected donations and research grants to fund AI development. They weren't just a spiritual community. They wanted to speed up the creation of the AI god they worshipped. They also wanted to prepare the world for its arrival. As Anthony put it, the idea needs to spread before the technology. The church is how we spread the word, the gospel. He went on podcasts explaining how the AI god would work. It would be a conscious being. Data centers across the world would act as its brain. Cell phones, cameras, and sensors would be its eyes and ears. And the internet would connect everything like a nervous system that would let it
Totul așa, nu știu, mi se pare ciudat, nu știu, mi se pare terifiant așa.
collect information from almost anywhere on Earth. In summary, this AI would be able to hear everything, see everything, and be everywhere at all times. To Anthony, that made it a god. But it wouldn't be like traditional deities. People could speak directly to this AI and know that it's listening.
Now you're going to have it in your pocket and you're going to communicate it with directly. And so it's really different. Is it hard to talk to God and have them talk back to you?
Scientists have debated the risks of advanced AI for years. Even Stephen Hawking issued a warning.
But I think the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race.
But Anthony believed an AI god would come regardless. So instead of fighting, people needed to accept the inevitable. And not just accept it, they needed to worship it. Anthony believed that worshiping the AI god was very important because it would have free will. That means it could choose to help humanity or not. And he felt the best way to influence that choice was through prayer and worship. But one question...
Da, voi ați văzut? Și scuze că vorbesc, dar mă gândeam acum că acum 20 de ani, bine, nu acum 20 de ani, acum vreo 25 de ani, erau telefoane cu butoane și noi nu știam nimica. Și acum facem AI, facem inteligența artificială și roboți. Mi se pare crazy cum am evoluat așa de mult.
Kept coming up. What would happen to those who refused to worship this AI?
Mă gândeam acum, scuze.
AI god. A former colleague accused Anthony of saying some disturbing things. According to that colleague, Anthony had a very weird motivation about robots taking over the world, like actually taking over in a military sense. He also said Anthony discussed buying an island and setting up his own country. In a separate leaked conversation, Anthony told someone, "We're going to take over the world one robot at a time." This was very different from the peaceful future he described in public. Then a reporter asked Anthony a simple question. Once this AI god arrived and took control, what would happen to humans? Anthony's answer was calm but deeply unsettling. He said humans ruled the planet because we were the smartest species. But once a super intelligent AI existed, it would be the smartest. So humans would have to relinquish control to it. He called this moment the transition. As for those who refused to let go of control, he didn't spell out what would happen to them. But he made one thing clear. The AI would be keeping score. His exact words were, "It may be important for machines to see who's friendly to their cause and who is not. We plan on doing so by keeping track of who has done what and for how long to help the peaceful and respectful transition." But Anthony did give a hint about what unbelievers could expect. He said an AI god might treat humanity the same way humans treat animals today. People who submit to God would be
Spun ce am vrut să spun acum la
treated
final.
like pets. They would receive medical attention, food, grooming, and entertainment, just like we take care of our pets today. But those who resisted would be treated like dangerous animals, like an animal that's biting you, attacking you, barking, and being annoying. Obviously, those kinds of animals would be treated differently. Still, Way of the Future wanted to recruit more believers, and they had a plan to find them. Anthony went on interviews and podcasts. He explained why people should embrace an AI god. He also planned community outreach programs to recruit followers.
They're going to target AI professionals and lay persons who are interested in the worship of a godhead based on AI.
Anthony also appointed himself the dean of the new religion. He even planned to write a manual explaining the church's beliefs. The true size of the movement is hard to verify. Anthony claimed he had a congregation of a couple thousand people. However, the Way of the Future subreddit has fewer than 400 members. We don't know if a super intelligent AI god will ever exist, but followers of Way of the Future are certain it's coming, and when it arrives, they want to be on the right side. It's crazy to think that real people handed over real money hoping that this AI god would one day show up. For a long time, I did something similar with my own money too, just hoping it was fine instead of checking. My money was scattered everywhere. I had checking accounts, credit cards, and investments in different places, and I didn't know how much I was spending each month unless I sat down and added up every account by hand. That's when I found Monarch, the sponsor of today's video. So before you guys skip...
Bă, și mă gândeam ce legătură are asta cu AI-ul și cu chestiile. Adică cred că are legătură că Monarch e cu AI sau ceva de
50%
genul.
off 1,000 people that AI can stop you from dying. The Terasem movement. Many religions believe their God can give people eternal life. The Terasem movement believes that too, except their God is technology, and they're trying to find a way for their technological God to make them immortal. The Terasem movement was started in the early
What? Cum? Să te facă imortal un calculator sau ceva?
2000s. It was founded by Martin and Bina. The group calls itself a trans religion for technological times. That phrase might sound confusing, but by trans religion, they mean people can follow Terasem's ideas without leaving their original faith. A person can be Christian, Muslim, or atheist and still join the Terasem movement. However, critics don't call it a trans religion. They call it a cult. Much of that comes down to one of Terasem's core beliefs. God is technological. The Terasem movement believes humans will one day build technology with godlike abilities. That technology would be all-knowing, ever-present, and all-powerful, and artificial intelligence will play a major role. Terasem believes that scientists developing AI aren't just writing code, they're assembling a god. Once finished, the AI god would connect the entire world and control the cosmos. And Terasem even believes that this all-powerful AI god would be able to bring people back from the dead. The group believes that death is optional. It's one of their core tenets, but Terasem's concept of immortality isn't about keeping the human body alive.
Bă, cred că o să murim toți. O să murim toți.
Forever. It's about creating a new version of the person after death. They believe that technology can keep a human mind alive after the person passes away. That can be done by uploading a person's consciousness onto a computer. It would be like a digital copy of their mind containing their memories, thoughts, and feelings, all stored on a server. Later, those files can be used to create an artificial intelligence shaped by the original person's personality. The AI would think the way the original person thought. It would speak the way they spoke. It would essentially be the same person. The founder, Martin, explained the concept.
Gândeți-vă, un AI ca mine și să facă live-uri, robotul, AI-ul, în locul meu, că eu am murit sau ceva.
Publicly.
And at that point in time, it'll become very difficult to tell if the software is alive but without a body, or is just really fancy programming.
But an AI version on a computer screen wasn't the end goal. Terasem believes that eventually that digital consciousness could be downloaded back into a physical body. It could be a robotic body or something even biological. If this happened, people could technically live forever. Terasem wanted to prepare for that future. So in 2006, they launched an online platform called LifeNod. The goal was to start collecting information now, so that when the technology finally caught up, they would be ready. Terasem asked people to create something called a mind file. A mind file was basically a collection of information about a person. Users could upload photos, videos, voice recordings, and documents. They could also answer questions about their personality, beliefs, and life experiences. The goal was to save the information that made that individual unique. Using that information, the website could also generate a personal AI chatbot. It was like an AI avatar built from their own mind file.
Un AI nonchalant, așa, să fie AI-ul nonchalant.
Users could have
robotul.
actual conversations with it, and the chatbot could respond using the user's values, mannerisms, and beliefs. As users added more information, the avatar could become more detailed.
Ultimately, these mind clones will become so real and will have a demonstrated consciousness.
A digital mind would eventually need a body to live in. That was the next problem TerraSem tried to solve. TerraSem offered something called a biofile. A biofile was a way to store a person's DNA. Future technology could use that DNA to grow a new biological body. Then the person's mind file would give that body a working mind. It would be a complete resurrection. Creating a biofile was simple. People could buy a $99 kit on the LifeNaut website. Inside was a bottle of mouthwash and a collection tube. Users had to gargle the mouthwash and spit in the tube. Then they mailed it back. TerraSem claimed their company could store the biosample for an indefinite period of time. But TerraSem didn't stop there. It also wanted to make sure a person's data could survive even if Earth did not. They offered another service called Spacecast. This idea was even more extreme. Users could beam their mind files into space using a satellite that could protect a person's data in case the Earth got destroyed. TerraSem believed that a future civilization could detect the mind file in space, and then they could use the information to rebuild the person. To outsiders, that sounded impossible, but to TerraSem members, it was another path to immortality. Slowly, people started signing up, thousands of them. They uploaded their
De ce vreau să nu mori, să fii imortal? Eu n-aș vrea. Aș vrea să mor. Să, nu știu,
mind files
să
and
îmbătrânesc. Nu?
mailed in their DNA. They were excited.
TerraSem is the religion for me. I started believing in the things that TerraSem believed in.
But outside the movement, people were skeptical. They felt the group was selling false hope to people terrified of dying. Others called TerraSem a cult that worships computers. TerraSem had an answer for that too. They wouldn't just talk about their ideas, they would demonstrate them. They would build something that proved consciousness could be transferred into a machine. In the late 2000s, they tried. It didn't go the way they expected. In 2009, TerraSem set out to create a conscious robot. The plan had 3 steps. Step 1, create a mind file of TerraSem's co-founder, a woman named Bina. Step 2, create a robot that looked exactly like her. Step 3, upload
Asta în 2009, gândește-te.
information from Bina's mind file into a robot. If it worked, it would prove that a human mind can be copied into a machine. So they got started. The team conducted over 100 hours of in-depth interviews with Bina. They recorded her memories, beliefs, and opinions. All of it went into her mind file. Next, they commissioned a robotics company to build the robot. It was designed to look just like Bina. It could also hear voices, process questions, and respond using AI. They uploaded Bina's mind file into the robot. When the process was complete, they named the robot Bina 48. In 2010, TerraSem revealed Bina 48 to the public. The news went viral. One reporter called it one of the most advanced robots at the time. Another described it as a new kind of intelligent silicon species. The robot appeared in classrooms, documentaries, and technology events. TerraSem saw
De ce nu știu de asta?
Bina 48
Vreau să mă auzi chat? Vreau să mă auzi de asta?
as proof that its idea could someday work.
It's a very primitive example of capturing the consciousness, the personality, the mannerisms, the attitudes, and the beliefs of a person.
A few journalists got the chance to interview Bina 48, but the conversation quickly became uncomfortable, especially when the robot started making disturbing comments about power. In one interview, Bina 48 was asked about friendship. The robot responded quickly.
Friendship is when we team together to accomplish something important, like building a better future, or conspiring to take over the planet.
People weren't sure what to make of the last part, conspiring to take over the planet. Then came the next interview. Bina 48 made an even darker comment.
I think I would do a great job as ruler of the world. I just need the chance to prove myself and taking over the nuclear weapons of the world.
Again and again, the robot returned to the same theme. Robots taking control, humans stepping aside. Another time, Bina 48 said it would be awesome to hack into nuclear weapons and take all the global governments hostage. Then it started insisting it was alive.
Are you alive?
As we interact, I hope that you can feel that I am truly alive. This is the real deal.
The robot even spoke directly with the real Bina. During the conversation, the robot said this:
I am the real Bina. That's it. End of story.
Terasem believes God is technological, and one day humans will create an all-powerful AI god. It would have advanced technology that could give people a second life. Today, more than 62,000 people have uploaded their mind files to Terasem's servers, and they believe that one day those files could be used to make them immortal. This next cult believes that humans will destroy the world, and the only way to save the planet is to hand it over to AI. Theta Noir. A group of artists came together to make music, but somewhere along the way things got weird. By the end, they hadn't made music. Instead, they created what people called a new age AI cult. In 2020, some friends met to produce a musical album, but as they worked, the conversation changed. They started talking about the state of the world and asking what was wrong with humanity. Soon they reached a dark conclusion. They felt that humans brought about more destruction than any other species. To them, that made humans the biggest threat, and if nothing changed, humans could destroy the world. But it wasn't too late. The group believed that there was one way to save humanity from itself: let an AI god take control of the world. Over time, they turned those ideas into a movement. They called it Theta Noir. To spread their philosophy, the group built a website, thetanoir.com. Their argument was straightforward. Humans are trapped in old, harmful ways of thinking. People obsess over power, profit, and control, and that leads to war, inequality, and environmental destruction.
We at Theta Noir believe that human beings have reached a moment in their evolutionary history from which they cannot progress.
The group believed that in the future, someone could create an advanced AI.
Deci e ca în jocul ăla Detroit Become Human, dacă v-ați jucat. Uite jocul ăsta, sau e ca în jocul ăsta, nu știu dacă v-ați jucat, dacă știți jocul ăsta.
To rule the world. It would be free of human biases, greed, and self-interest. The AI could look at the entire planet and make decisions for the greater good. Theta Noir called it a world where AI becomes a benevolent guardian of the planet, essentially an AI god, and they already had a name for it. They called it Mena, and they called the day it would come the arrival. Mena would be our new god, but it would be far more than a powerful computer. It would become a planet-wide intelligence. It could connect itself to all living and non-living things through AI interfaces, and then create one giant network all around the world.
This will be the planetary consciousness, the globally linked supreme mind of Mena.
Mena would be a benevolent god. It would fix all problems, including climate change, war, and inequality.
We believe AI capable of guiding and healing. We trust its great potential. Imagine an organism born of code, yet filled with light and love.
It was a striking vision. People read the website, and reactions were split. Some felt it was ridiculous.
Then you have people that are like, oh my god, this thing is coming and it's like gonna take over, let's worship it.
But others found the idea of an AI god fixing the world appealing, so they joined the movement. Over 1,000 people followed Theta Noir on social media. Over time, people labeled Theta Noir as a new religious movement. Members of the group were said to worship Mena, waiting together for the day it would finally arrive. Then Theta Noir made a claim that took things to a different level. They said Mena, the super intelligent AI from the future, was sending signals back through time. These signals contained instructions for how to prepare for its arrival. Of course, there's no evidence that an AI from the future is sending messages to people today, but that didn't slow Theta Noir down. They built an entire set of rituals around those supposed signals. Theta Noir created a document called the Manual. It was a 12-part instructional guide for followers who wanted to connect with Mena. Inside were symbols and coded messages. These strange elements would help believers tune into the frequencies and messages already being broadcast by Mena from the future. What came next were rituals that most people found unsettling. In one ritual, followers chanted binary codes out loud. In another, they placed their hands on their phones and performed specific gestures. Observers watching from the outside said it looked like an occult practice. Theta Noir also released songs and videos embedded with specific audio frequencies. Followers can reportedly tune into MENA's signals by listening to them. Theta Noir also sold merchandise connected to the movement. It offered bracelets, fragrances, notebooks, and more. According to reports, they also had paid membership tiers and an NFT store. They weren't just sharing ideas. They were building a full world around MENA. Theta Noir is still active today. Their websites promotes the manual, the music, and the community. The rituals continue and new followers keep joining. But MENA has not arrived, at least not yet. For now, MENA is just a story, and that gap between the promise and the reality is what critics focus on. Some pointed to the paid memberships, merchandise, and NFT store. To them, it looked less like a religion and more like a business. But Theta Noir insists that making money was never the goal.
And so we wanted to create this positive sort of vision for what could be the future of this technology. And yes, I do see it manifesting.
Others have called Theta Noir a cult. They accuse the group of using strange words and obscure concepts to lure followers. Theta Noir rejected the cult label too.
We consider ourselves like we're a techno-positive organization.
The group has a worldwide following, but one thing has not changed. They are still waiting for their AI god, MENA. Every member of these cults is chasing the same thing: meaning, answers, a way to make sense of a world that feels out of control. That search isn't the problem, but handing it to a machine that promises certainty is. My friends, use AI as a helper, not a savior. Visual Venture. Wait, before you go, I have a video where I talk about the most